Sometimes I feel like I don't have total control over what I'm doing. Have you ever felt like that? Like something is compelling you to do it? Well, thank God for the 10 Commandments, literally. This Torah portion with the 10 Commandments is for all people. It is a guide for ethics so that we know how best to act in the world. But do we have control over all of our actions, or is there something inside of us that controls us? I think it's kind of like a half and half, because you are in control. It is you. It's inside of you. But when we do things that aren't right, it's because there are times when we feel out of control, and we act almost like we are outside of ourselves. So the 10 Commandments are like reminders, so that we can control ourselves better. The last commandment is one of those commandments that is very hard to control. Do not covet. Because it feels like an emotion that just overtakes us and makes us do stuff even if we don't want to. There is a teaching from Yehiel Mitchell of Zlotchov from the 18th century, who wrote, "A well-known question asks how a person can be commanded not to do something which is beyond his power. Even if a person does not wish to covet, he may still nevertheless do so. Rather, you shall not covet is a promise. A person who observes the first 9 commandments will certainly not covet." Yehiel Mitchell Zakov seems to be trying to protect us, because if we don't commit to being against murder, stealing, and adultery, for example, then we would have no problem with coveting something. And that coveting could easily lead to breaking one of those commandments. But if we commit to the first 9 commandments, then we won't steal or murder or commit adultery. Then we may not covet at all, because we know that we would never do anything about it. And why does Yehiel Mitchell of Zlotchov single out the commandment of coveting? Because he knew that these feelings can be completely out of our control. The only way to fight these feelings is to fight against the action where these feelings are played out. It is hard to control feelings and sometimes hard to control our actions. But if we concentrate on the action, then we may be able to control the feeling as well. I think the 10 Commandments can lead us to being good people because they can point us in the right direction and can help us to be the people we want to be. This can help us to be a decent human being, right? A decent human being shouldn't murder or steal or any of the other commandments, but it's still up to you to define what a decent person is. The 10 Commandments are kind of like the basis, and we have to take it from there and expand to what we feel is acceptable to us. So really, in the end of it is a combination of things. What we are taught through things like the 10 Commandments and what we decide is right. I hope that I can change the world for the better and find my own way of being a decent person. Some of that is going to be from learning and the 10 Commandments, and some of it will come from my life experiences. But either way, I hope that I can live up to my own standards of acting in this world. Thank you. I'm really thankful for everybody coming, and this is like a really out-of-body experience. It's really just weird because you see your friends do it, you go to your friends, and you don't expect it to be like this. I don't know. It's like really, it's just a weird feeling. But I would like to thank my mom and dad and all my family and friends and everybody here for coming out because it means a lot to me, and I've been practicing for the last couple months, and it's been different.